From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Naira Ahmed. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau headed across the pond to London, where he will attend a European Defence Summit on Sunday, with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky now set to be in attendance. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has welcomed Zelensky a day after the White House blowout with U.S. President Donald Trump. Starmer hugged Zelensky and reassured him that the UK stands with Ukraine for as long as it may take.
Well, let me just say that you're very, very welcome here in Downing Street. As you heard from the cheers on the street outside, you have full backing across the United Kingdom.
An intelligence researcher is calling Trudeau's last-minute trip a political statement showcasing support for Zelensky.
There's a huge amount of symbolism around this meeting today, as almost the rest of the free world banding together because they can't count on the United States, which at one time was the linchpin of such alliances.
Steve Hewitt, who teaches Canadian Studies at the University of Birmingham in England, says Trudeau and various European leaders posting support for Zelensky on social media is clear positioning that it is at odds with Trump. Meanwhile, Canada is set to take its first steps to expropriate the held assets of the Russian government and sanctioned Russian citizens to help fund Ukraine's war effort.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced last week in Kyiv that Ottawa would start using interest from frozen European bank accounts owned by Russian oligarchs and officials to secure loans for Ukraine. Canada is also taking steps to expropriate a large Russian cargo plane that's been parked at Toronto's main airport for years now, with the goal of liquidating the plane to fund Ukraine's war effort. International law professor Mark Kirsten says these steps raise legal questions and Ottawa should be more transparent about how it plans to proceed. Rob Westgate, The Canadian Press.
As Phase 1 of a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas ends today, a senior Hamas official says the latest talks of a second phase has made no progress. Under the deal's terms, fighting should not resume while negotiations on Phase 2 are underway, despite it being unclear whether talks will resume. And memorabilia belonging to late Canadian poet and singer-songwriter Leonard Cohen was auctioned off in California yesterday.
Julian's Auctions billed the Los Angeles event as the largest auction of Cohen's private effects, with close to 170 pieces. The auction house says the biggest sale of the day was a 76-page notebook filled with poems, as well as the lyrics to the songs Treaty and It's Torn. That sold for more than $120,000 U.S. Cohen died in 2016 at the age of 82. Lisa Laporte, The Canadian Press.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Calgary Flames are in Florida this afternoon to take on the Panthers in NHL action. The Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Eastern Conference leading Washington Capitals 3-1. New York Islanders goaltender Ilya Swarskin was credited with his first career goal when Nashville Predators forward Steven Stamkos sent a pass into his own net in the final seconds of New York's 7-4 victory. Tonight, the Edmonton Oilers are in Carolina. The Winnipeg Jets host Philadelphia. The Montreal Canadiens visit Buffalo. The Ottawa Senators welcome San Jose. And the Vancouver Canucks play in Seattle. Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime fell short in earning a third ATP Tour title in 2025 today, losing in the Dubai Tennis Championships final. The Toronto Blue Jays played to a 1-1 tie against the Atlanta Braves in spring training action in Northport, Florida, and Canadians are bringing home lots of hardware in winter sports competitions around the world today, including Canadian freestyle skier Mikhail Kingsbury, who earned his 97th career World Cup moguls victory. From the Canadian Press, I'm Naira Ahmed.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.